So just for reference, this creator bills herself as a relationship coach, and she goes around teaching women how to find a good relationship. A good man, if you will. And all I can say is, wow. I mean, after getting advice like this, can women even possibly wonder why they end up alone with no man willing to go out with them, let alone being in a relationship with them? I mean, think about it. Imagine the mindset you have to believe how tall a person is determines their worth, both as a person or as a mate. Imagine height being the very first thing on your list, and things like being a decent guy or being kind and caring not even making the list. And yet you all wonder why men are done and walking away? Really? Now, if I were chatting with this coach, the first question I'd ask her is, how tall are you, darling? Are you at least 5'10"? Because if not, well, why should we even consider you as worthy, both as a mate and as a human being? Oh, and let me ask you, are you willing to not be allowed to talk to any other men at all? Because most of the time, women would say if a man had that kind of a requirement, he'd rightfully be called controlling and abusive. Yet here you are, making it number 2 on your list. What are you trying to tell us? Oh, and by the way, it's funny you chose to post this on social media for clicks, likes, and validation. Oh, and to drum up business, all while requiring that he barely uses social media. So it begs the question, are you going to shut down all your social media accounts when you meet this guy? Somehow I doubt it. These are all classic cases of today's modern women's rules for thee, but not for me mindset. That they get to have those so-called higher standards, ones like this, yet if men have any standards at all, well, they're just a bunch of incel misogynists with ridiculous demands. Well, darling, I hate to break it to you and all the other women out there. If she gets to have rules like this and teach other women to have them, well, guess what? So do we men. And the first step should be that any woman under 5'10" needs to immediately remove herself from the dating pool. Because, well, as she points out, height matters. In fact, it's the number one thing, apparently. And thus, if you as a woman aren't at least 5'10", you shouldn't be considered worthy. It's not me saying it. It's all of you. It's all about equality.